starting goalies in front of an impressive crowd here at Little Caesars Arena. Speaking of impressive, Emirates Mashmeyer, always impressive. She is going to be a goalie for Team Canada in this year's World Championships. Already has an Olympic gold to her name and a two-time World Championship gold medal winner as well. In between the pipes for Boston, we've got an American girl. She won the Patty Kazmaier in 2021 at Northeastern and will represent Team USA at this year's Women's Worlds.
And our referees for today's game, Jack Hannigan and Elizabeth Mantha, have the Stripes Alliance versus Jarrett Burton and Kirsten Welsh.
The excitement is palpable. The two teams squaring off for the fourth of 5 meetings in this inaugural sprint of a season. And the puck is down, the game is on. Here we go, underway from Little Caesars Arena. PWHL takeover weekend in the Motor City. Ottawa winning the opening face-off, trying to set things up as they send the puck all the way down. Icing waved off.
Megan Keller looked a little bit surprised at that. And this is an interesting start for these two teams. They got both their heavy lines on the ice, lines that you expect to be good on the wall, good down low.
Taralova bobbled the puck for a minute and instead gets it back. Hilary Knight picks up the loose puck and tries to set things up now for Boston. Taken away by Ottawa, and here they come. It's Taralova leading the charge down the ice. Takes a big hit by Kaylee Fracken. Boston regains possession at center ice. And the Boulier chipping away at it. Now Sophie Shirley, who just got elevated to that top line. Centering pass right in front. Good idea, and the rebound chance just deflected wide.
Well, that's Sophie Shirley that entered the zone with speed, and that's what she brings to this team.
Yeah, we heard Carla McLeod talking about how she liked what she's seen from her lines, but lately Boston trying to just change anything to get a spark, and Sophie Shirley being on that top line is one of those changes.
Well, I think just looking to see if you can get identities with each line. And so Sophie Shirley brings speed. That's the line that is expected to be your quick line to put a lot of pressure on Ottawa's defense.
Lauren Gable sends it across to Morin. Morin will stretch the ice up for D'Arcangelo, the Michigan native. Introduced to a roar of applause from the home crowd here. We've got 3 Michigan natives, all from the Detroit area, who play for PWHL Boston. Now Healy sends a shot that just hit the side of the net. D'Arcangelo gets it back, feeds the point. DiGirolamo rings it around the boards, and Ottawa picks up the loose puck. They'll try to exit the zone cleanly. Instead, another Michigan native bothering Ottawa there.
Well, Ottawa finally gets that puck out of the zone. Areas they've struggled this year is when they're slow to move the puck north. They bring that pressure back down on themselves. They want to move the puck north as quickly as they can.
Taralova tried to go cross ice for Harmon. Stripped by Boston, but now Ottawa regains possession. A heavy hit laid by Jess Healy.
Boston D throwing some heavy body already in this game.
Savannah Harmon tried to play it ahead. It's picked up by DiGirolamo. Goes across now for Healy. Healy will lead the charge for Boston. She'll flip it in. Right back comes Taralova. Taralova and Harmon, one of the best D pairs we've seen in the league so far.
But we're seeing some physicality out of the Boston D already. We've seen a couple big hits. This is Jess Healy, steps up on Becca Gilmore. You want to defend that blue line, not allow an easy zone entry, and Jess Healy does just that.
McLeod talking about how she wants to be hard to play against. We asked her what the team's identity is that she's seen. A quick chance from Keller. The puck is loose and they score! It's Hilary Knight, the captain, and she just got going with a bang, putting her team on top just over 3 minutes in.
Well, we just talked about Hilary Knight. Now she's the one that's got to lead the way for this team, and she gets on the board, and she gets that puck down low. We talked about that. She's very dangerous. Carla McLeod's team has been working on defense all week, but it's their defensive zone coverage that gets mixed up here. They take away the low space, but they leave Megan Keller wide open in that dangerous area. She's able to get that shot off, and then it's Hilary Knight that cleans it up.
I think a lot of people might be surprised to hear that former captain of Team USA has just 3 goals to this point of the season, that being her 4th. Ottawa still looking for its first shot on net in this game, nearly 5 minutes in. Instead, it's Taylor Gerard keeping the play alive for Boston. Gerard fans on the shot, picked up by Harmon. Savannah Harmon plays it ahead for Akane Shiga. She'll lead for Snodgrass, taken away by DiGirolamo. Pelkey back for DiGirolamo. And a long stretch pass cut off in the neutral zone by Taralova. Tries to settle it down. Both sides will go for a change.
And Akane Shiga stays on to put some pressure on the puck, which is a good idea. Allow reinforcements to come in, keep the pressure on Boston, and then get your line change.
Abby Cook drawing back into the lineup for Boston. Acquired via trade earlier this year, the first ever trade in the PWHL between Minnesota and Boston. Now back to the point. Emily Brown tries a drive that deflects wide.
Boston getting some point shots through right now and getting traffic to the net. And when you're struggling to score, that's usually a recipe for success. Just keep things simple.
Gilmore feeds Boulier, who's in all alone down the near side. Hands it off, and a shot by Sammy Davis goes wide. Boulier crunched along the boards, and Boston reclaims the puck. Jamie Lee Rattray carrying in for Boston over to Tapani, and a save by Mashmeyer. Another chance. Shirley tried to center, nobody home. And here the communication on the ice. And this crowd locked in to every possession.
I'll tell you what, when we can hear the players that loudly up where we are, Jamie, you know they're communicating. And as an athlete, you love that when your teammates are communicating that way with you.
Emily Clark tries to play it ahead. Gabby Hughes will chip it in before going for a change. And back comes Megan Keller. Tried to go cross ice for Fracken. It was picked off. Keller gets it back. Pushes ahead for Lauren Gable. Lauren Gable's in. Boston and the attack of rebound. Another save by Mashmeyer. Good chances early for Boston.
And that's a beautiful entry by Lauren Gable to take the middle of the ice and create that shot.
Mueller over to Fracken. Fracken across for Keller. Had it taken away by Jenner. Here comes the Ottawa captain. Bothered momentarily. Fracken lost her stick, and a shot gloved and held by Frankel.
An important game here in the state of Michigan because we're having a homecoming for 3 of the league's Michigan-born players. Megan Keller, of course, getting a loud pop. Taylor Gerard and Cheyenne Darkangelo. A really important game for these 3. They grew up in the area. They're loving the energy in this atmosphere, and I'm right beside all 3 of them here on the Boston team, and you can tell they keep looking around the crowd and having an awesome start to this game so far.
Yeah, and it was Keller, thank you, Ailish, who really drove that first goal that was ended up scored by Hilary Knight. Megan Keller, such a valuable part of this team, and without question, one of the best defensemen in the game today.
She's got half her team's points as well, Megan Keller does, in terms of defense. Her team defense has 22 points. She now has 11 with that assist she picked up on this goal.
Stretch pass just missed. Daryl Watts will try to catch up to the loose puck. Does so. Try to feed Jenner. Picked off by Fracken. Solid defensive effort from Boston too early, playing with a lead.
We've seen some great plays by Kaylee Fracken already today too, and plays a physical game. She steps up aggressively and then moves the puck well when she gets it.
Natalie Snodgrass will play it out for Ottawa. Akane Shiga banks it along the boards, and she'll give chase. The crowd starting to get involved here. I wonder if they're mostly pro-Boston or mostly pro-Ottawa. They're probably pro-Boston with the local ties.
I gotta think so, depending on how many players you've had come across the border.
She feeds Morin, back for Brown. Brown takes a shot that goes wide. Follow-up chance, and she just fanned on it. Morin was right there on the back door. Now the puck loose in front. Mashmeyer scrambling to regain her feet. She does. Becca Gilmore takes it dangerously close to her own goaltender, and Ottawa lucky to come away cleanly there.
Ottawa just doesn't look like they're all on the same page right now. And, you know, a team we talked about having 3 days of practice, having a week off between games, and that being good for them. But right now, they're not really clicking.
Yeah, it's been a full 6 days since their last game against Montreal, which was a 4-2 win, while Boston just played Wednesday in Minnesota. That pass intercepted by Ashton Bell. Kaylee Fratkin there to collect the loose puck in her own zone. Plays ahead, and Hilary Knight is back on the ice. Has it on her stick, makes a nifty move, sorted out nicely. How about Ashton Bell? Solid defense on the only goal scorer here today.
Well, Kelly Fratkin with another good play coming out of the zone to give Hilary Knight that chance. Recognizing that you don't have a tape-to-tape pass and putting it up off the glass.
Mrazova plays it across for Daryl Watts. Daryl Watts driving toward the net, takes a shot on the short side. It was sealed off by Frankel. Puck still loose, and Frankel sweeps it out of the crease. Now Harmon, back for Teralova. Ottawa starting to show signs of life here in this shift, and a glove save for Frankel.
Welcome back to Little Caesars Arena, Ottawa trailing 1-0 here with head coach Carly McLeod. What can we do to get the team a little bit more fired up, get some pucks on net early in the first?
Yeah, a little bit of a slower start, obviously. Boston's come out, but you know, we're finding our way here. Got a couple shots there before the last TV timeout, so just building off of that.
Thanks so much, Coach. Best of luck. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mrazova does lose the draw to Boston. Kaylee Fratkin now rings it around the boards for Shirley, held in by Ottawa. Shot blocked on the way by Fratkin. Sophie Shirley still unable to play it out. Now Megan Keller will try. Try to connect with Alina Mueller, unable to do so. Right back in comes Ottawa. Last minute or so, we've seen a push from Ottawa, trying to keep it going with some sustained zone time here, but instead Alina Mueller will carry out. She sends it ahead for Shirley. Oh, Keller got crunched along the boards. Appears to be a little hurt. So too is Mrazova. They shake it off and head to, I think, the bench. Man.
Both players were slow to get up there, and Megan Keller with the size advantage on that one. I think Mrazova took the bulk of that hit.
We'll keep an eye on both of them as they are on the bench for now. Here comes Natalie Snodgrass. She carries in for Ottawa. Taken away almost immediately by Morin. Now held in by Shiga. Alexia Gia carries it behind the net, looking for a lane. Morin, good defensive stick work, and she'll start the charge ahead for Boston.
The Boston D have been very hard to play against so far, and you saw that on the Morin play below the goal line. That just takes the right angle, gets body position, squeezes Agia off the puck, and is able to turn around and break that puck out. One of the things that's going to be difficult for Ottawa here today is to figure out that D-core, because they stand up well in the neutral zone and they are solid defensively.
And here's the collision we saw. It just looked like an awkward fall into the boards for both players. Megan Keller looking a bit uncomfortable, but staying on the bench nonetheless. She's a hockey player, as they say.
It's two pretty valuable players to each of their clubs as well.
Absolutely. Now a drive from Jinsey Rose. Rebound comes loose in the slot. Boston takes it away, still held in now. Jinsey Rose collects loose puck, throws another chance on net. Frankel bobbles it. Emily Brown trying to play it out for Boston. Another drive, that one goes wide off the stick of Boulier. Centering pass and cleared out by Frankel.
Well, and that's that line doing what they do well in Gabby Hughes-Gamura and Emily Clark, and going to the net hard and winning their physical battles.
Jess Healy will lead the charge forward for Boston. Both sides get a change in. Jinsey Rose playing some valuable minutes here today. Hilary Knight at center ice. Tried to feed Hannah Brandt. She'll catch up to it, and another big collision behind the goal line. Centering pass by Knight, just missed the stick of Hannah Brandt. Now another drive. The puck is loose in front. Collected now by Ottawa.
And once again,
Gilmore.
that's Ottawa bringing the puck back just one too many times, allowing for that turnover and Boston to go on the offensive.
Healy with a heavy hit along the boards on Demers. Now Savannah Harmon a drive, and she's, oh, they wave it off. Did not miss by much. Oh, another look at that. Savannah Harmon getting involved here early.
Oh, that was a beautiful shot, too.
Oh. Daryl Watts streaking down the side, kicked out by Frankel. And we get a whistle.
Daryl Watts drew a penalty on that last opportunity and keeping her feet. And so now this is going to send this dangerous Ottawa power play to work, and they are the top power play in the league. When you look at a couple of the really great opportunities that Ottawa generated, Savannah Harmon walks right in and blasts that one off the crossbar. What a shot. And then Daryl Watts keeps her feet moving and draws this hook from Bradkin.
So we will see the #1 power play in the game right now take the ice for Ottawa.
Sitting at 27.7%. That's impressive.
They've scored 4 power play goals in 9 opportunities their last 2 games alone. Daryl Watts going cross ice from Mrazova. Mrazova feeds the point, and Teralova now over to Jenner. Jenner back for Teralova. They play catch. Now Jenner, beautiful feed right in front of chance, and it just went wide. Agia had it on her stick. And here we go. It's a shorthanded chance for the Michigan girl. Taylor Gerard spins off, tries to feed her teammate, and Mrazova takes away a brilliant opportunity for Boston.
Teralova gets back in a hurry, too, to force Gerard to turn back.
Now Watts coming in with speed, takes the shot, fought off by Frankel. Jenner collects the loose puck, and they'll set up once more. Agia right in the slot. DiGirolamo tries to get the clear, held in nicely by the captain. Brianne Jenner looking for a lane, winds up and fires. It was blocked on the way, and DiGirolamo is in pain. Another chance, blocked. Agia had it between her skates, fired it wide. Megan Keller delivering a heavy hit on Daryl Watts. Good chances here for the Ottawa power play. Another great play by Megan Keller. Emily Clark takes it away. Keller wanted to call, and Clark scores! Top shelf beauty, and we are tied at 1.
Well, the first one hit the crossbar. That one just nearly got inside. And what a beautiful shot. And this is coming off a Megan Keller play where she makes a great read to jump up on the PK, disrupt the play, get the puck back, but then Emily Clark comes in and throws the body to create this turnover. Turns around, takes the puck to the net, and what a shot to score for Ottawa.
You can see Keller wanted the call with her reaction there too. None came, and it is a goal for Ottawa to tie it up here with just under 5 minutes to go in the first.
Well, I'll tell you what, Megan Keller does not get bodied off the puck very often, so I can imagine that's not something she's accustomed to. So when it does happen, yeah, I would guess that she probably was looking for a penalty on that play. Emily Clark is a physical player as well, and she got in and got good inside position to create that turnover.
So make it 5 for 10 power play goals on 10 opportunities their last 3 games. 3 shots on net in that power play alone. And it ends up in a big power play goal to tie this game at 1.
Well, it's the movement you see on the power play, and so they move and they find those seams to create openings for themselves.
It will go down as unassisted because, as we saw, Emily Clark did it all. Now she feeds the slot. Another chance for Ottawa, sorted out nicely by Boston. Haley Skamura gets it back. Skamura has it on her backhand. Now she'll throw it deep. And Gabby Hughes there to fight for possession. Puck comes loose. Morin trying to clear it for Boston. Good zone time once more for Ottawa. Emily Brown feeds the cross to her teammate. Hilary Knight is back on the ice. And what a game we have here so far. Detroit fans being treated to a great first period as Shiga winds up, and another block shot for Boston. Morin flips it ahead. Now collected at center ice by Lexi Agia. Here she comes, tries a shot, kicked out by Frankel. Boston recollects, tries reverse. Snodgrass there all alone on the short side. Morin fighting through it. And now Demers will play it over to Snodgrass. Mueller comes away with a loose puck. Under 3 to play here in the opening frame. Lauren Gable, she takes the drive and it goes wide.
And this all has started off a good dump in by Sophie Shirley, cross ice to Alina Mueller to give them possession.
Boston trying to answer after allowing another power play goal. We can talk all about Boston's power play and the struggles there, but it's their penalty kill they're working on as well.
Well, and this is just such a hard power play to contain when Ottawa gets those opportunities. So it makes a team think twice about taking penalties, that's for sure.
Lauren Gable feeds the point for Fratkin, who didn't miss by much. Banks off the end boards and held in by DiGirolamo. She takes a hit. Some heavy hitting in the early going of this one. Something we have come to expect in every PWHL game.
Well, and as to be expected in a game like this too, it's really going to have a playoff feel because it's so important, these 3 points for both these teams.
Courtney Kessel said as much. This is a playoff game to us. That is the message. Right now we know where we are in the standings. And a win, but especially a regulation win, would go so far for a team's playoff chances.
Well, and that's the big thing, isn't it? With 3 points, you can move up and down the standings so quickly if you start to get regulation wins or regulation losses.
Minnesota, another win today. A turnover here, picked up by Mrazova. She feeds it to Bell. Bell, and the tip right in front. Jenner's deflection almost beat Frankel, but she calmly steers it aside.
Brianne Jenner with such good hands that when she's net front like that, she's going to find the puck. That was a beautiful deflection.
Jenner again feeds the slot. Gabby Hughes a drive! They wave it off! How many posts are we going to see today?
Now you got to think then, if they've hit 3 posts or 3 crossbars by the look of it, is the directive to go upstairs.
They work the puck around. Keller a drive that was blocked by Bell. Boston 0 for its last 25 on the power play, going back 11 games, so they are due. And a drive from Tapani that's gobbled up by Mashmeyer.
Well, they get the puck off the draw, they get set, and they get the puck moving. And again, this is something that this team has done well all season, and if you look at some of the advanced statistics, this Boston team gets in better than any other team, they get set up, and they get more O-zone time on their power play. They're just not finding the back of the net.
Tapani wins the draw, but they wave it off and will set up once more. Just 16 ticks on the clock in this first period, so Boston will have well over a minute to start the second if they can't score here. Knight a drive! Didn't miss by much, a nice little glove save by Mashmeyer. Held in now by Knight. Feeds it down low. Mueller looking for a lane, finds Marvin in the slot. Marvin, and the horn sounds on the opening period.
All right, welcome back into Little Caesars Arena after 20 minutes, a 1-1 tie here. A bit of a slow start for Ottawa, and then all of a sudden, big bodies thrown. Emily Clark, you're throwing body checks and you're scoring power play goals. How's it feel to get one on the score sheet and get your team back into it?
Yeah, of course, it felt amazing. I would have liked to have the play back on their first goal, so it feels good to be able to take that one back for my team. But yeah, like you said, I think we really picked up our pace and played more like ourselves towards the end of the period.
What's it like being in front of this like loud, rowdy Detroit crowd? I know they're really hungry for women's hockey. It seems like they've come out in droves to support. Has it been an amazing experience so far?
Yeah, they've been amazing hospitality. This is a hockey town, and no reason why it can't be a women's hockey town too. So the support is really awesome, and it's electric in here.
I love it. Thanks so much. Best of luck for the rest of the game. Thanks, Clarky.
Yeah, Ottawa with plenty of chances, and I liked what you said about how they started slow but shook it off and were able to really have a strong finish to that first period. Now Boston going to try to take advantage on the advantage. But a quick clear for Ottawa has Mueller chasing it back into her own end. Megan Keller.
Becca Gilmore had a beat on that puck and chased it down the ice, and it's a smart play as a penalty killer.
Across for Tapani. Tapani will take it behind the net. Bothered by Harmon. Out to Hilary Knight. To the point for Mueller, and Keller, rather, her drive went wide. Keller can't hold the zone, and it comes all the way back in her own end. This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Power through tough messes. Another clear for Ottawa. Solid penalty kill so far. And Boston just trying to get sustained zone time.
On some smart reads, too. That was a good read by Ottawa to pressure that puck. They had numerical advantage, pressured the puck and got it down the ice.
Second unit on the ice now for Boston as the penalty winds down. Ottawa has killed the penalty, and here they come. Gabby Hughes out of the box if they can get it to her. Snodgrass leading the charge forward. She takes a shot that was blocked by Morin. Puck still loose in the slot. Now Hannah Brandt takes it away for Boston. When we asked Coach Kessel who's kind of been flying under the radar for her lately, she told us Hannah Brandt is somebody that stood out to her. Somebody that they hoped would help get Hilary Knight going, as she did today. Brandt had the secondary assist on Knight's goal.
Well, she's so good in the face-off circle, and to recognize that she's got that path forward, win the puck ahead. That's a very smart veteran move.
Daryl Watts throws a pass off her backhand. Now Jenner will circle around the net and try to feed the slot. Boston comes away with a loose puck. Lauren Gable sends it in. Teresa Shopzal trying to give chase.
Well, it's Natalie Snodgrass that really starts to get things going for this Ottawa team. They get out of the penalty kill, and she is like a bull in a china shop. She gets the puck, and she is taking it down ice. Just uses her speed, her size, and pushes that puck into the zone, puts it on net. Not what you're going to be looking for from that third line from Ottawa.
Becca Gilmore wins the draw, but Ottawa unable to hold the zone. Ashton Bell try to send it in once more. D'Arcangelo picks up the loose puck for Boston. Skating up the ice to catch up to the loose puck, but it's Bell first. Back and forth we go here. Nearly 3 minutes gone, and the shot steered aside by Frankel. So make it 0 for the last 26 opportunities on the advantage for Boston. And they know that, right? If you're a player, you know that. Does it almost become less of an advantage if you don't score on the power play?
Well, you can play a physical game. You're not penalized for taking penalties against a team that is having trouble scoring. So if you're Ottawa, you're going to push the envelope. You're going to play a very aggressive game.
Speaking of aggressive, here's Megan Keller joining the rush, streaking down the far side, tried the centering pass, nobody home. Akane Shiga push it ahead for Ottawa. She dumps it in as Agia catches up to the puck. Gabby Hughes back on the ice now for Ottawa. She drives the short side, and the save made by Frankel. Gabby Hughes is a difference maker, and you can tell every time she's on the ice.
Well, and there's another player that plays to her size, and so she's got elite speed, she's got strength, and she drives the puck to the net. And this entire line really is a hard-working line. They're good along the boards, they're good down low, they're going to win those battles and take pucks to the net. And that's what you see from Gabby Hughes as she comes in, keeps her feet moving, fires that puck on net. She knows she's got line mates crashing.
Hughes with 2 goals against Boston in their second meeting of the season back on February 19th. Won a shorty, won a power play, and she has it here again. Hilary Knight intercepts the pass. Tries to play it ahead and does just that. She's got Rattray and a save by Mashmeyer. But back comes Haley Skamura now for Ottawa. Jinsey Rose battling for possession at center ice. Hannah Brandt had it on her stick, has it taken away. Still fighting for possession, but Ottawa now will set up after a partial change. Skamura, a little touch pass ahead for Clark. Has Mrazova with her. Feeds Mrazova, and she just fanned on the shot. Now with speed, it's Pelkey. End-to-end chances as we play on. Nearly 5 minutes gone here in the middle frame. Back comes Mrazova. 6-game point streak. She feeds Jenner, stops up, tried the shot. It looked like she was disrupted by a Boston defender.
Lots of good defensive play, but Brianne Jenner, who is so good at bringing the puck to the middle of the ice.
Mrazova in once more. 4 goals, 6 assists her last 6 games, and just missed. Daryl Watts streaking toward the net.
Well, that's some great patience to wait that out and let Watts get to the net.
Lauren Gable has near skates, now gets it back to her stick before taking a heavy hit by Teralova. They will blow this dead as Gable takes her helmet off. This is so tough. Back to the action here. 5.5 gone here in the middle frame of a tie game. Natalie Snodgrass trying to pile on here for Ottawa. Answered late in the first period with a power play goal, thanks to Emily Clark's 3rd of the season. Tratkin plays it ahead for Mueller. Mueller gets it back and sends it up the ice for Shirley. Shirley's chance to flex on net, and Mashmeyer decides to hang on. Oh, we've got some rough stuff down there. And you can see Boulier unhappy with a little bit of contact that was made.
Welcome back into Little Caesars Arena. The score is still 1-1 here in front of a really rowdy and amazing crowd. But we were just talking about the Patty Kazmaier Award winners. There's 4 former award winners out here on the ice tonight, probably the most that we'll see all at once at a PWHL game. These 4 were the best and the top players in their NCAA careers. We have a bunch of them tonight, and it's been really great to see. We just talked about how next week will be the announcement for next year's Patty Kazmaier winner. Daryl Watts, of course, one of them. Next year, though, Kirsten Sims is the one that's circled because she's a Michigan native. So out of next season will be announced next week. Kirsten Sims, the lone Michigan native, and of course here being in the city of Detroit, we're pumping the Michigan content out. So Kirsten Sims could be one to keep an eye on next year as well.
Yes, indeed, and that's what's exciting about times like the Patty Kazmaier, is because you know the best players are going to be playing in this league next. Morin will start the drive for Boston, tried to center right in front, swept away by Clark.
Of course, when you look at those top 3 finalists, Kirsten Sims is the only one that's not a senior, so she's the one we won't see in this league next year.
The future is bright, to be sure, and it's also added an interesting dynamic for many of the players currently on these rosters. I think it was Coach Ken Klee of Minnesota who told us a few weeks ago that everyone knows that this is a competitive league and they all have to compete for spots, not just this year. You don't have 4 years like you had in college. You know that the next wave is coming year after year after year. And that's what we love, right? It should be best on best.
Well, there's so many players knocking at the door for sure. Both graduating seniors and then the junior class is strong coming out. And so, yeah, definitely every game these players are playing for their team, but they're playing for themselves as well in their spot for next season.
Many of them on one-year deals only, creating that kind of competitive nature that drives the quality product we're seeing night in and night out. Including tonight in a back-and-forth game, both teams trying to gain possession and take a lead as we've been tied since late in the first period. Mrazova feeds Jenner, spins around, takes it behind her own net and will allow her team to set up once more. Darkangelo tried to glove it down to herself, just missed. Now she picks it off at neutral ice. Schaffsall across for Pelkey, and her drive didn't miss by much. Megan Keller, already a point here today, much to the delight of this Michigan crowd.
Well, I would imagine they're pretty happy that the hometown girl got on the board.
And in fact has scored in all 4 now meetings between these two teams. The only player in the series so far with a point in each of the 4 meetings. Ottawa still trying to set up. Demers feeds it across for Gilmore, and a little poke by DiGirolamo. Now Mueller finds Pelkey. Back for Mueller, skating in with speed. Ashton Bell defending. Boston picks up the loose puck, working in. It's Morin with a drive that just goes wide. Back and forth we go. Tapani a chance. Blocked in front. It was loose momentarily, and Mashmeyer hangs on.
Well, I think she got her own player in Gerard in front of the net, but Ottawa did a really good job as Boston came into the zone to outnumber and push them to the wall, but they forgot to take the puck. Boston recovers the puck and is able to walk in for their first chance. Then Tapani for this one fires that right into Gerard. Gerard's gone to the net to provide a good screen option. That shot maybe just a little too high. If you can get it down around her legs, get the opportunity for it to rattle around off of something, maybe find its way into the net.
Ottawa wins the D-zone face-off. Agia thought about taking it behind her own net, ends up bringing it around the boards, but it's cut off by Hannah Brandt. Now Hilary Knight feeds Brandt behind the net. Brandt pokes it out to the point in a drive that had to be kicked out by Mashmeyer. Boston showing signs of life here toward the midway point of this game. Now Snodgrass centering pass that was kicked out by Frankel. Hilary Knight tried to play it ahead. Jamie Lee Rattray picks it up, goes cross ice. Hannah Brandt with it, back to the point now for Brown. Brown, Knight is down in the slot, tries to get it back. Had her teammate right there, but Brown couldn't collect the loose puck in time to get a shot off. Now feeds Schaffsall, fought off with a blocker. Schaffsall over to Brown. Her drive sails through the crease. Good pressure by Boston, now playing a player down. Lauren Gable, in case anyone out there watching missed it, Lauren Gable had to be helped off the ice earlier this period.
Well, sometimes those are the things that really activate a team. You have a player injured and you know you've got to step up. You start to play better.
Certainly looks to be the case right now for Boston. They've had the bulk of the quality chances here as Pelkey streaks down the far side and throws it on net off her backhand, but just on the side.
Amanda Pelkey with a good job coming back and taking Sakamura away so she can't get in on the forecheck in that neutral zone.
Keller plays it ahead for Tapani. Tapani will send it in off her backhand. Alina Mueller couldn't quite corral that puck. Now does so. And feeds it across for DiGirolamo. These two teams tied at 20 points apiece in the standings. We know in this inaugural season, 4 teams will make the playoffs, and guess what? They're tied for that 4th spot. So, in all alone is Daryl Watts, makes a move and a save by Frankel. Oh my goodness.
Well, what a save for Frankel to get that right pad across.
Daryl Watts, one of the most dangerous skaters on the ice, made a nifty little move, but could not beat the right pad of Erin Frankel.
Well, Erin Frankel had ideas of coming out of the net and trying to get to that puck before Watts made the right decision to step back in and then made that save.
Watts looking to collect the puck once more. Now it's a chance for Gigi Marvin. She makes the move off her backhand, and another great save, this time by Emmerance Mashmeyer.
Well, things have really started to open up with both these teams getting breakaway opportunities, but the goaltenders showing why they are both elite level goaltenders in this league.
These two goalies will likely be on opposite ends of the ice when Team Canada and Team USA play in the Women's World Championship next month. Savannah Harmon will be there as well, representing Team USA.
So many of these players who are going to play in the World Championships. The real question is, what do the ones do that have that break to stay sharp?
Good question. We're about to find out. Coaching staff will have to be a bit creative, I can imagine.
Well, for a lot of them, it's their assistant coaches, because some of the head coaches will be at the World Championships as well.
Carla McLeod will be the head coach of Team Czechia. A role she's held now for the past couple of years, ended up leading Czechia to its first ever medal at Women's Worlds. How about this packed arena here? An NHL building, and why not make it a PWHL building? We don't have official numbers just yet, but I'm gonna guess this is a new American record for attendance at a professional women's hockey game. We saw that record earlier this season in Minnesota's home opener with 13,300 plus. So that was the number to beat. We'll let you know when we have a final count here today.
Well, you know this is a state that's hungry for hockey. They have no Division I women's programs here in Michigan, which seems crazy.
Crazy.
You got a lot of hockey players here, a lot of young hockey players that are just dying to watch their heroes.
One of their heroes is Megan Keller, who has already been actively involved today. Kraken holds the zone here for Boston. And a chance. Shopsaw couldn't catch up to it. Keller's shot goes high off the glass.
Well, that's a missile. She can shoot that puck.
Mrazova picks up the loose puck. Keller is right there, but in is Daryl Watts. Makes a move, takes a shot. Frankel got a piece of it. Harmon sends the head off her backhand. Some chaos in front. Nifty move by Watts, but she sends it over the top of the cage.
Easy. Puck.
Boston able to clear the zone. Try to create something on offense. Here's Tapani. Tapani had Mueller with her. Mueller just could not catch up to the loose puck. Now Mueller from behind the net, looking for a lane. Tapani in the slot. DiGirolamo tried the centering pass, nobody home. Abby Cook has it along the board. She'll ring it down low. Tapani working against Aneta Teralova. Now Cook's drive, that was blocked by the skate of Shiga. Back and forth we go. Jamie Lee Rattray bothered by Ottawa. Savannah Harmon turns it up the other direction.
Well, once again, these teams trading scoring chances, and you're starting to see some of the skill. You look at someone like Daryl Watts and the skill that she brings to create her openings and her scoring chances. And then the puck movement at the other end of the ice. And you get someone like Alina Mueller on the ice, and she sees the ice so well.
Ashton Bell has it behind her own net. She'll play it ahead for Emma Buckles, and she leads the charge now for Ottawa. 3 minutes to go here in the second period. No score since late in the first when Emily Clark scored on the power play, and a drive there by Skamura. Deflected wide. Out from behind the net, Frankel's down. Emily Clark looking to cause havoc. Another chance, blocked by Pelkey. Skamura settles it down, goes across for Rose. Rose's drive, looking for a deflection, sails above the net. And here's another chance for Ottawa. Ashton Bell was streaking toward the net, had it taken away by Boston. Both sides with some good pressure in the O-zone, but we are going to get a penalty.
Well, it looks like that's Ashton Bell going to the box for an interference call. And that's coming off of a great shift by her and that line to create so many good scoring chances. And Ashton Bell, who had just jumped into the rush to help out down low, create some offensive opportunities and some havoc in the crease. But you can see Emily Clark net front, and she is always that net front presence. She's going to be tough to battle. This line working well down low, creating turnovers and getting the puck to the net. Ashton Bell just steps up on DiGirolamo. An interference call, and so this is going to give Boston another power play opportunity.
Remember, Boston 0 for their last 26 opportunities over their last 12 games. 0 for 1 here so far today, but it did get 2 shots off. Can hold the zone, so it comes all the way back, and Erin Frankel behind her own net to play it.
It's Natalie Snodgrass winning the race down the ice to put some pressure on Erin Frankel. And once again, if you're on the penalty kill and you feel that you can win that race down the ice, you want to continue to pressure all the way down.
Megan Keller plays it across for Tapani. Tapani off her backhand. Goes along the boards, and now Mueller. Feeds Hilary Knight. Hilary Knight, a drive. Gloved and held by Mashmeyer.
And that's an easy save for Maschmeyer to make. There's traffic at the net, but nobody actually in front of her taking away her eyes and making things difficult for her. So Maschmeyer can get out to the edge of that crease and make that save. And you can see that Gigi Marvin is there. She's in front of the net. She's just not taking away those eyes.
Rattray wins the draw back for Boston. DiGirolamo along the blue line for Morin. Morin now at the point, goes back for Schaafsal. Schaafsal for DiGirolamo. They trade places, and it's back for Morin. Morin down low, couldn't connect with Schaafsal, gets it back. And now Emily Clark tried to clear the zone and could not, held in by Morin. Boston, good sustained pressure. DiGirolamo looking for a lane, feeds Morin at the point. Morin skating in, trades places with Schaafsal, and that pass sailing all the way out of the zone. Arcangelo has to come back in your own zone to play it.
1 minute remaining to the second
Final
period.
minute of the second period. Rattray, cross-ice pass from Mueller, and she couldn't handle it. Ottawa doing a great job killing this penalty so far. Just 15 seconds to go on the advantage for Boston. From her knees, Sophie Shirley tried to reverse for Tapani. Still battling away, puck comes loose. But the penalty is over with 30 seconds to go in the period. Another whistle down low.
Well, this time that's Boston that's going to take this penalty, and looks like it's a high sticking call, and this is one you don't want to take. You're coming off a power play. You've got offensive zone time. You're in the zone. You've got the momentum, and there's under 30 seconds, just 24.7 seconds left in the period. I would imagine that's not one that Courtney Kessel's overly happy with.
Boston only able to manage one shot on that power play, and now they're the ones trying to kill off the penalty.
Kelly Fracken just is a little careless with her stick, and so that gets called for high sticking.
An easy call for the ref to make. And we'll see the #1 power play unit in the league right now trying to grab the lead for the first time tonight. Boston wins an important defensive zone faceoff. Mrazova gets it back. Now from the point, it's Teralova. Back from Mrazova. Zips it around to Watts. Watts a drive. Nobody home on the short side. Coming away, it's a 2-on-1 for Boston. Gerard tries the drive. Held by Maschmeyer at the horn.
Welcome back into Little Caesars Arena. Knotted up at 1 after 40 minutes, and you got the goals starting this night off tonight, Hilary Knight. How does it feel? I know it's been a little while since you got on the scoreboard, but get one on there, get a goal, and get your team started.
Yeah, it's an awesome crowd here in Detroit, and we're extremely excited to be here. But yeah, we need some wins, and so anything that needs to be done at the end of the day to get it done, whether it's poking the puck in or blocking a shot, needs to happen for us. So.
Does this feel like a playoff mentality? And no 3 points on the line. You guys are knotted up in the standings. Every win matters. But this one feels like there's a little bit more physicality, a little bit more of a playoff push.
There's definitely a little bit more. You know, whether it's the standings or just these awesome faces in the crowd just cheering us on, it definitely feels like a Game 7 for us.
Well, appreciate your time. Best of luck for the rest of the game. Thanks so much.
Ottawa still with over a minute and a half to go on the power play to start this third period. And if you're Boston, that is not the unit you want to see on the power play. They've been so dangerous, scoring 5 power play goals in their last 10 opportunities. Quick math tells me that's 50%, Becky.
It's been pretty impressive. And, you know, it's interesting, one of the things Carla McLeod had said is that she teaches them if the penalty kill is pressuring, move the puck, and if they're stationary, move your body. And I think we've seen that from them. Movement.
Here's Jenner picking up the loose puck, goes down low for Watts, and she fired it, but it was blocked by Keller. Back up top for Jenner. Lost it in her skates momentarily. Taylor Gerard able to clear it ahead, and now a short-handed chance. Mrazova's back to defend. Hannah Brandt does get in the way of her, and Brandt collects it in the corner.
That's a nicely played one-on-one by a forward.
Teralova surveying the landscape, allows her team to change. Fresh legs on the ice for Ottawa on the power play.
Teralova's looking to get off the ice as well, so she stepped out the wrong side of the net.
Haley Skamura. Nifty little pass down low for Emily Clark. She feeds the point for Ashton Bell. Back to Skamura. Tried to go cross ice, and a good stick there by the penalty killer for Boston. It's Gigi Marvin trying to play it ahead for a shorthanded chance, sorted out by Harmon. D'Arcangelo now picks up the loose puck. Ottawa trying to regain the zone. We're back to full strength for Boston. Good kill. Emily Clark trying to keep the play alive. Harmon a drive, and it just bounced wide. Skamura picks it up. Harmon top of the slot, gloved and held by Frankel. Excuse me, Boston only 1 for 2 on the day. Of course, Emily Clark did score on the power play earlier. But now we're back to 5-on-5. Hilary Knight, a goal today. Looking for more on the attack. Jamie Lee Rattray picks off the errant pass. Feeds her teammate down low. Knight is taken down by Jinsey Rose. Brown able to hold the zone for Boston. Knight tries to fight off Rose and able to dump it down low. Tapani picks up the loose puck, circles around, feeds the point. Brown banks it along the boards. 3 minutes gone in this third period. We haven't seen a goal scored since that power play goal by Clark late in the first period.
One of the things Courtney Kessel had said that she wanted to do well is line change. And if you watch that unit on the last shift, they changed one at a time and kept the pressure on. Just really smart. Little things like that that you need when you're in a one-goal game trying to break open the score.
Teralova just out of the reach of Harmon. She'll chase it back in the corner. Harmon hands it off, and Davis takes a shot that goes up around the net. Davis fighting to get it back. D'Arcangelo with her. And here comes Knight. Knight, nifty move back for D'Arcangelo. Couldn't handle the pass, picked up now by Keller. Keller spins off a defender, has it behind the net. Still fighting for it, alongside her American national teammate, Savannah Harmon. Keller will bring it around the boards for Brandt. Ottawa trying to break out clean, and they will do so. Demers sends it in before heading to the bench for a change.
That's a smart dump in to go cross corner, give her line a chance to get off the ice and pressure back on the puck.
Now Rattray leaves for Brandt. She'll play it ahead for Shirley. Shirley playing top line minutes today as Courtney Kessel has shuffled the deck in terms of her lines. Worked well early. We saw that new look line, Hannah Brandt and Hilary Knight united. They scored the only goal to this point for Boston. Alina Mueller. She takes a drive that's kicked aside by Mashmeyer. Morin's going to chase this puck all the way the length of the ice for icing. Ottawa able to win the draw. Mrazova. But Boston gets it back. Alina Mueller picking up the loose puck, creates a turnover. Mueller trying to make the most of it as Brown sends it down low. Jinsey Rose banks it along the boards to her teammate. And Daryl Watts sends it ahead before taking a big check by Mueller and then giving her a little shove afterward.
That's exactly what you would expect in a game like this, isn't it?
We're starting to see some rivalries form in this new PWHL. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Ottawa and Boston becomes a pretty feisty rivalry the way these two teams have played each other throughout the season.
Well, I gotta think, especially given where they are in the standings right now, and you know, New York lost a big game today, and so these two teams seem to be in sole possession of that 4th, 5th spot. They're battling for the 4th spot. And we've seen a lot of physical play, a little shot after the fact.
How do you do? You're just greeting each other, right? That's how hockey players greet each other.
Absolutely, it is.
Did you have a big rival in your day, in particular?
Yes, the U.S.
Oh, as a collective, okay. Well, there's nothing quite like that USA-Canada rivalry on the women's side. Another heavy hit and a shot. Gloved and held by Frankel. Mrazova trying to extend her point streak, or rather Harmon was the one that got the shot off.
Everybody wants a PWHL team here, and I think they showed up and showed out that this market could definitely hold one. So unbelievable to be a part of it, and I'm looking at the players on the bench, and they're looking around, and they're pretty proud to be a part of it as well.
That's fantastic, Ailish. I just got goosebumps with that moment. The crowd, it's palpable, the energy, the excitement to finally witness professional women's hockey as it's meant to be played, Becky.
For these players, it's so great to be able to step on the ice and have this type of crowd play in front of a crowd like this, and you just don't get that very often in women's hockey, and now you're starting to get it routinely here with this league.
Boston trying to exit out of their own zone. Emily Clark picks it up and turns it up once more for Ottawa. See if they can play off that energy from the crowd and somebody take a lead. Centering pass and a loose puck in front. Frankel had to be heads up and grab it with the gloves.
Well, that's what this line does. They throw pucks to net and they go in after it. You see Emily Clark gets in there again, trying to bang away at that one. Erin Frankel, you're right, that's coming from below the goal line, so she's got to be sharp to get her glove on it right away. Emily Clark is right there looking for that rebound. If Frankel falters even just a little bit, Clark's going to have a very good scoring opportunity.
Both goalies have been impressive so far today, which is largely why we sit at 1 goal apiece. And you know, in starting to see that trend creeping up around the league, we aren't seeing the kind of, you know, lighting it up offensive performances that we were earlier in the season. I think the goalies are just proving they are so good. A quick chance right there, and Frankel again with the save.
Well, she sees that one through traffic, and you're right, I think the goalies in this league are very good, but as a team start to make adjustments defensively too, it becomes harder and harder to score goals. And again, we talked to Ottawa, they spent the week working on defensive team systems, and so it gets a lot harder to find your way to the net.
Jenner wins the draw back for Ottawa. Now Bell at the point, feeds it over to Watts. Watts from the right side, rebound was loose, Jenner picks it up, and it's taken away by Boston. Ashton Bell skating into her own end. Jinsey Rose now playing it ahead for Watts. Watts has certainly had her chances today. You get the feeling like she's due to start to break open. And the crowd getting involved now. Here's Akane Shiga working in. Tried the shot. Stick in the way thanks to Emily Brown. Another chance. Snodgrass with it on her stick. Had it stripped by DiGirolamo. Tapani tried to catch up to it, lost an edge, and instead Shiga will send it in for Ottawa. But they're in offside. Nearing the midway point of this third period, still tied at 1 apiece. Mueller gives a shove. Tried to play it across to Tapani. Jess Healy picks up the loose puck, now down low for Mueller. Mueller, leading scorer for Boston. Slings it out to the point, Healy, and her shot went wide.
When you watch Alina Mueller, and she's such a good distributor, but I think there are times where she could actually take the puck to the net herself.
Mueller, only with 2 goals on the campaign, does lead the team with 12 points. But I think you're right, Courtney Kessel might like to see her get a little more aggressive in terms of taking it hard to the net. Hannah Brandt has certainly shown that she can be aggressive in this game today. Leaves for Rattray. And now taken away by Sammy Davis.
And I think with Brandt and Rattray, that was the hope, is that they're going to get in on the forecheck and get the puck out to Hilary Knight.
Certainly worked early in the game. Hilary Knight scoring just over 3 minutes into the first period. Gave Boston an early lead before Emily Clark tied it at 1 on a power play goal late in the first. Skamura taken down by Fracken. Boston comes away with the puck. The feistiness seems to have amped up a bit here in the last few minutes. Jinsey Rose brings it around the boards for Skamura. Boston will send it in from the red line. It's a chess match here at Little Caesars Arena. Emily Clark streaking down the near side, picks it up behind the net. Out to the point, and a blast from Teralova that's deflected wide. Heavy hit. Oh my goodness, Gabby Hughes knocks Shopsall hard into the boards, no call, and we play on.
When you watch Gabby Hughes, and it's not even a hit, she's just skating into the puck, and a bigger body and a little force behind that.
That's the heaviness of that top line. Carla McLeod saying we know what we're getting from that top line. They are heavy, and it served them well. Heavy, physical, relentless. That was the word too described, or used rather, by Carla McLeod. Here's Daryl Watts from the slot, lost it. Teresa Shopsall coming away, 2-on-1 if they hurry. They've got fresh legs on the ice now for Ottawa, and Toppany will send it into the corner. Broken stick for Harmon. See if Boston can take advantage. A drive from Morin, right on! And Mashmeyer denies her. How exciting again for a new city, a new market to be able to experience the PWHL.
It is, but I agree with you. This is just throwing down the gauntlet and saying, hey, who wants to try to beat us?
And now Montreal is going to try to beat Toronto's record set at that battle on Bay Street. They'll be playing at the Bell Center later in April with the capacity to beat Scotiabank Arena's record.
Well, and I think that's just it. They've got a little bit bigger arena, bit more seating capacity, because that Toronto game sold out within hours.
How about that hit along the boards? Hilary Knight went in hard. Jinsey Rose delivering the hit. And the shot off the backhand. Fought off nicely by Mashmeyer. Boston slinging it around now. A stick in the lane, but Fracken able to ring it around the boards. Another heavy hit. You can hear the crowd's reaction. They're still getting used to the physicality of this league.
Well, I think really enjoying it. And these teams doing a really good job to use their bodies, but to use them right. And Gabby Hughes just had a really nice play on Megan Keller up at the blue line. Same thing, just body position.
Megan Keller delivering a hit of her own right there on Akane Shiga. Keller, a great ambassador of the game, not only for USA Hockey, but for Michigan hockey as well. In fact, she has a grant that helps girls in the Detroit area be able to afford to play this game and grow it even more.
So many of these players active in their community. You love to see that.
Brown will play it ahead now for Tapani. Tapani carrying in. We get a whistle. They say it's offside.
Tapani comes in with a head of steam, and this play's offside. It looks like she was going to be able to get herself in, but the physical play has not abated, and as you see Ottawa stepping up, and Megan Keller with a couple big hits, and neither team is backing down. That is for sure, with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in this period.
As has back-to-back victories for Ottawa. They won their last time out against Montreal, a 4-2 final on Sunday. Jenner tried the shot, it was blocked on the way by Brown. Puck still loose in the slot. Rattray comes away with it. The crowd cheering on Jamie Lee Rattray. Has on her backhand, looking for help. Trying to feed D'Arcangelo. Morin keeps it in. Savannah Harmon will skate away with it. Knight gets it back. Boston able to hold the zone. Teralova banks it along the end boards, back for Harmon. Teralova will chip it out. And Morin collects now once more for Boston. In with speed is Pelkey. Amanda Pelkey will try to play it out for Boston. Alina Mueller lost the puck, picked up by Bell. Bell Feeds Gilmore. Gilmore stops up, makes a nifty move. Had it taken off her stick. Gilmore a bit slow to get back up. It's a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Mueller to Pani with her. Mueller takes a shot and Maschmeyer hangs on.
Well, that was a 2-on-1. Mueller just bobbled the puck just enough to interrupt that play, take away that scoring chance.
Megan Keller bangs it along the boards. Anna Brandt is in for Boston. Puck comes along the boards and Savannah Harmon is there to play it ahead for Skamura. Boston able to take it away, and Megan Keller a drive, gloved and held by Maschmeyer. We're seeing it again. That great shot from Keller, bested by the Ottawa goalie.
Well, it's Boston that wins this battle along the wall and comes out with the puck. And that feed to Megan Keller. You watch them along the boards. This is Ottawa outnumbering Boston, but Boston comes away with the puck. They find Megan Keller, and that's not the player you want to see walking in all alone if you're Ottawa.
Tapani wins the draw for Shirley. They'll set up and do it again. Boston has won 2 of the first 3 meetings between these two so far this season. A 3-2 win back on January 24th. Shirley's drive kicked out by Maschmeyer. Then they played back-to-back games, 2 games in a matter of 3 days, both in Boston. Ottawa won the first of those 2, and then Boston responded with a 3-1 win back on February 21st.
And that's when you really started to get the playoff feel, when you see the same team twice within 3 days. And just a little preview of what you're going to see when these teams do get to playoff. Unlikely these 2 teams will see each other in playoffs.
A shot right on goal. Franco lost it for a moment, able to get back in her crease and make another save off the rebound. That comes to the point now for Harmon. And if you're Franco, it's been a couple minutes since you faced any shots. Looked like that one caught her a bit by surprise.
Well, sometimes those dead angle shots can be difficult. And that one went off the stick and came back out front, so they're hard to manage in terms of the rebounds.
4 minutes to go here in the 3rd period. 1 goal per side. Schaafsall comes away with it for Boston. 2-on-2. Feeds it across. And here comes Pelkey with a drive. Puck's loose for a moment. Maschmeyer doesn't know where it is. She finds it. Takes a deep breath.
Well, there's another one of those dead angle shots that creates a little bit of havoc. And Maschmeyer, you can see her just kind of turn and look behind her. It doesn't look like Boston has a whole lot here. This is a shot from outside. Harmon again doing a good job to push that play out. Maschmeyer loses a handle on that puck.
They're getting the crowd going here at Little Caesars Arena. 13,736 people here to watch a good one between PWHL Ottawa and PWHL Boston. Boston wins the draw. Hilary Knight going to the net. Instead, it's Emily Clark skating away with the puck. Haley Skamura giving chase. Now Knight bumped off the puck. Back and forth we go as Ashton Bell will bring it around the boards now for Ottawa. They'll try to set something up with just over 3 minutes to play. Will we see overtime again? As you mentioned, Ottawa 0-5 in games that have gone beyond regulation this season. Megan Keller tried the short side. It was sealed off by Maschmeyer. Puck comes loose, but Snodgrass takes it away. Goes behind the net now for Taralova. Both sides go for a change. Taralova still waiting for her team to set up. Ashton Bell banks it along the boards, plays it up for Daryl Watts. Now she'll ring it in for Ottawa.
It doesn't look like Ottawa ever really got in sync on that breakout. Typically you want 3 players to come back and swing 2 to one corner, 2 your forwards to one corner, and your defender to the other.
Mueller tried to connect with Shirley. She lost the puck off her stick. Ends up chasing it now down behind the net. Tapani trying to jam it free. Mrazova there to bother her. Tapani circling, feeds the point. Morin with a drive, and Mashmeyer again. Ottawa will chase it into their own end, although it was taken away nicely. And oh my goodness, a great chance there. Another chance. Rattray carried it right behind the net, got off a good look. Nothing to show for it.
She is one of the best players in the world down low, and she won that race and that battle as well.
Tapani's line back on the ice now for Boston. Kaylee Fratkin across for her D partner Keller. Keller flips it into the neutral zone, but Ashton Bell plays it right back. Frankel out of her net to play it, picked off. Shiga has it taken off her stick, and now back comes Boston once more. Final minute of the third period. Ashton Bell picks it up behind her own net, pulls the reverse for Teralova. She rings it around the boards for Agia. Maybe time for one final push from Ottawa if they can set up. Instead, they'll go for a change. Daryl Watts, the lone player on the ice that did not change to this point. Tapani tried to play it ahead. Jenner intercepts a pass and a quick shot, fought off by Frankel. Mrazova, 6-game point streak on the line. Savannah Harmon sends it in once more for Ottawa. 15 seconds to go in the third. Time winding down on the third period here as neither side can get any sustained zone time. Now a chance for Watts. Tried to center. No. So Detroit, you're about to see what overtime hockey looks like in the PWHL. So these are the overtime rules for the PWHL. There will be a 5-minute overtime of 3-on-3 stunning victory. Then a shootout if that doesn't decide it. And this is interesting. There's 5 shots per team, unlike the NHL, which is 3. And if after 5 we're still tied, they go sudden death for that as well. So we shall see how it all plays out. You mentioned Ottawa 0-5 in games that went beyond regulation so far. Boston 3-2.
Well, they just did the most important thing to start, which is win the face-off.
Here's Harmon coming down, and a shot right on. Frankel saves it, but the rebound pops loose back to Harmon. Now a chance driving in, and another shot that just went wide. Gabby Hughes with a brilliant look there.
She's so good on the wide drive, keeping her feet moving. She didn't have a lot of space.
Turnover right there, and a very wise poke check by Mashmeyer. Jamie Lee Rattray was right on the doorstep.
She was relentless on that forecheck.
Emily Brown plays it ahead for Tapani. Tapani takes it deep within her own end, now goes behind the net and leaves for Mueller. Mueller across for Tapani. Tapani working in. Tapani had it deflected off an Ottawa player. Lengthy battle along the boards. Skamura trying to fight off Tapani. Brianne Jenner will skate away with it. 2-on-1 for Ottawa. Jenner, Teralova with her. Jenner working in, finds Teralova just out of her reach. And Mueller able to catch up to the pass and break it. Now Skamura settling it down for Ottawa. Daryl Watts doesn't like the look, skates it out to the neutral zone. Fresh legs on the ice now for Ottawa, only a partial change for Boston. A chance right in front. Frankel was way out to play that. And Boston lucky to come away with it. Sophie Shirley setting up now behind her own net. Pass across to Megan Keller. Picked up by Bell. Bell spins off. Hilary Knight there to bother her. She'll play it up for Watts. Watts trying to go, and Megan Keller, a great defensive play. Mrazova was all alone. Now here's Boston the other way. Hilary Knight. End-to-end action, which is what you'd expect from 3-on-3. In all alone, Mrazova leaves for Harmon. Harmon tried to go back to Mrazova, and Fratkin got it with her skate. Hilary Knight A 2-on-1 for Boston. Hannah Brandt with her. Knight off her backhand, just threw it wide into the crease. Back and forth we go. Emily Clark on the ice now. And her shot right on in a pad save. My goodness. This is one of the better overtimes we've seen.
Well, this is what you want to see in overtime, which is scoring chances going either way, but most of them have been going Ottawa's way. I believe they generated 5 2-on-1s and weren't able to capitalize on any of them. That is a good defensive play to take away that lane. Harmon likely had the shot, and I'm sure if she had to redo it, would want to take that shot. But again, a good defensive play by Kaylee Fratkin to take away that pass lane.
Fresh legs on the ice for both sides. It's Stefani lining up against Gabby Hughes. Stefani wins it over to Mueller. Mueller leaves for Keller. Keller skates through the neutral zone, enters the zone, now Tapani. Tapani spins off, has it on her backhand, leaves for Keller. Keller going down low for Mueller. Mueller fighting off Hughes. Hughes relentless with the stick, trying to force a turnover. Megan Keller doesn't like it. She'll carry it back into the neutral zone. Tapani over to Keller. Keller, fresh legs on the ice. It's the Michigan girl, Tarcangelo, who just missed wide of the net. Now Brandt with a chance. High slot, taken away. Gabby Hughes with a great defensive effort. You could feel the crowd getting excited when Tarcangelo had it on her stick. She's still on the ice, trying to defend Ottawa's attack now. Heavy hit laid by Hannah Brandt. Taralova is in obvious discomfort, and she'll skate to the bench. 2-on-2. Skamura drive. Franco makes the save. And we're into the final minute of overtime.
Ottawa doing a nice job to take the ice that's given to them, step to the middle and get that shot off. But that doesn't happen if you don't get good defensive plays at the other end of the ice. And Gabby Hughes, who disrupts this play, which was developing into a good scoring chance. You see Brandt just trying to pull that little toe drag move. Hughes takes it away.
Now Boston takes it away. Kaylee Fratkin sends it ahead for Shirley. Bothered by Skamura. Skamura comes away with the loose puck. Jenner goes cross ice for Bell. Bell back to Jenner. Jenner off the post! That is 3 posts that Ottawa has hit today, and the puck did not go in. Oh, she'll be having nightmares, Becky.
It is incredible. She had the whole net to shoot at.
Here's Rattray. Rattray drive, kicked up by Mashmeyer. The puck deflects up into the netting, and oh my goodness, we all need to take a breath after that.
If you're Ottawa, you got to be thinking, what do we have to do to get an overtime win? Jenner's so patient. She waits this out. All she has to do is get it up and over the pad, and she rings it off the post.
Erin Frankel better give a lot of love to her post here today. My goodness, 2 crossbars early in the game, and then that glaring post there, iron unkind. And you can see the 5 losses, 4 of which came in overtime, the other one coming at Minnesota in a shootout. And we've got a penalty, a delay of game, as the puck went over the glass. So Boston's going to take their time out and try to set something up with 10.7 ticks on the clock.
Well, it doesn't give them a whole lot of time to do much, but you know you need to play off of this face-off. So I would imagine Boston's trying to write something up, both on a win and a loss. You want to be able to recover that puck quickly and get it to net. Of course, with a shootout, that would mean that the penalized player cannot shoot.
What do you imagine Kessel's trying to draw up here? Quick face-off win, get something to the net?
Yeah, I would imagine it's got win just getting it back for the quick shot traffic to the net. Sometimes it's more about what are you going to do if you lose that face-off, because you need to outnumber it and get the puck back, recover it, and try to get another opportunity.
Well, it's Tapani, Mueller, Hilary Knight, and Megan Keller.
We really only had two choices, I think, in the face-off, Dot, which would be Tapani or Brandt to take this draw.
They go with Tapani, acquired earlier in the season thanks to a trade with Minnesota. All three of her goals, by the way, have come against Ottawa. Important face-off here, won by Ottawa. Harmon racing to catch up to the loose puck. Time winding down, 5 seconds to go. They sling it across for Keller. Keller redirected right in front by Knight, and somehow it stays out. The horn sounds. We're gonna go to a shootout. Detroit's first ever taste of PWHL hockey here at Little Caesars Arena, and it's Haley Skamura going in down the right side, makes a move, and Frankel with a save. Couldn't beat her U.S. teammate.
Well, she's been good with that pad today. He gets it across. She's so quick and athletic. Skamura with a nice move, hesitation, and just can't beat Frankel. That's a nice move. I like when they come in wide like that on their forehand. They're able to step to the middle of the ice.
Alina Mueller now will take the first attempt for Boston. Working in, weaving. Makes another move off her backhand, but another pad save, this time by Emirates Mashmeyer.
Well, these two goalies have done this all game. Frankel makes a huge pad save on a breakaway. Mashmeyer does the same thing, same here in the shootout. Mashmeyer gets that pad across. Mueller opts to go the other way. She's coming in on her backhand side, tries to go forehand to backhand.
Katarina Mrazova, part of Team Czechia, weaving in slowly. Goes right down the slot and 5-hole, she scores!
Now you gotta wonder if there was a player that sat on the bench and studied the last shooter and said, hey, you know what, she gets that pad over quick, but she opened up the 5-hole. I'm gonna give that a try, and this works out for Katarina Mrazova. She makes that move, opens up that 5-hole, slides it through.
Here's Hannah Brandt, working down the left side. Let's move to the middle, takes a shot, top shot, she scores!
Well, if one team's studying the goaltender, so is the other, because Hannah Brandt comes in and says, hey, you know what, I'm just going to put this one up over the glove. This is a great move for a righty, to come in at that angle. If the goaltender drops her glove, you put it up and over.
Hard down and a beauty. And now it's Savannah Harmon, down the right side. And it poked away off her stick.
On her forehand, just gets in a little tight.
For Boston, number 21,
Frankel's
Hilary
able to
Knight.
poke that one away. Nice little poke check by Erin Frankel.
Hilary Knight picks it up at center ice, right down Broadway, she scores! There's that shot that we know so well.
Well, and that is the shot. And if you're Hilary Knight, why not use it? Exact same thing that Brandt just did. Another right-handed shooter coming in on that offside and opening up the glove.
Brianne Jenner moving in slowly. The captain for Ottawa, unable to really get much on it as Frankel stops her with the pad.
It looked like Jenner was just trying to go upstairs and over the glove as well, but she fanned on the initial shot and then had no other recourse but to shoot that one low along the ice.
Now it's Jamie Lee Rattray. Game on her stick. Right down the middle and a big save by Mashmeyer.
Rattray trying to go back the other way, trying out the blocker side. Let's see if she can find some room there. Mashmeyer holds her ground. Doesn't have to move quite as much on that one. Mashmeyer can make the save.
For Ottawa, number 8, Natalie Snodgrass.
It's Natalie Snodgrass. Trying to keep this game alive for Ottawa. Coming down and a save by Frankel. That'll do it. Another loss for Ottawa beyond regulation. PWHL Boston gets a much-needed win in the shootout 2-1.